Hi, I'm making this video in response to the page Educating Liberals. Now, I'm not exactly a liberal. I lean libertarian, especially fiscally, but I am more liberal on social issues, but definitely fiscally libertarian. Now, I want to call out people like Bruce in his people eating tasty animals hat, dressed up like he's a tree in the woods. And I want to call them out for being selective socialists. Now, 17,000 confused Cafeteria Christian conservatives or Republicans shared this. And I tend to agree with most of it, except they don't. While debating Bruce, I had him claiming to embrace socialism. Yes, he posted this, and then he was defending socialism and against what he posted. And that goes for most Republicans. Yes, you should pay your own mortgage. Theoretically, you should pay your own birth control, college, and food and cell phones. It's not because I'm a conservative, it's because I'm an adult. Except they don't want that. They want to make me pay for their food. I'm meat-free, child-free, God-free. I have to pay for their meat. The USDA Farm Bill subsidizes the meat industry drastically. That's why it's so cheap. Cheaper than a salad, for example. Or basic healthy whole foods. It takes up to 15 pounds of crops fed to a force-bred animal for just 1 pound of meat in return. It's very labor and resource intensive and wasteful. How is it so cheap? The USDA Farm Bill, that Republicans love their socialism. So they eat socialism daily. Birth control. Use my taxes for free birth control. It saves taxpayers millions. And preventative versus all the breeder bonuses like socialist public schools. Child-free cannot even opt out of public school taxes. $6,000 is stolen from me and my wife a year because we are childless by choice because we don't want to overpopulate. We are fined over $350,000 in our lifetime. $6,000 a year in just school taxes between my house in Texas and hers in New York. $6,000 a year. That's almost a mortgage payment. We're paying breeders' welfare. And you know who breeds the most? Cafeteria Christian conservatives. What else do I pay for other than their socialist schools? Child tax credits, paid paternity leave that Trump increased for all federal workers. That's my money, taxes. Family health care plans, often the same for a couple, like me and my wife. Or a family of 10, like or people like the Dugards, or a family of 6 even. How is it the same price for 6 people versus 2 is insane. My wife, I had her drop me off her healthcare plan because they were gouging us, making us subsidize big families when we're just a couple. So, use my taxes for free birth control and pay me the dividends because it saves taxpayers tons and future welfare costs and all the welfare that all parents get in many forms, lowers termination rates, and prevents overpopulation. Use my taxes for free birth control. Theoretically, I shouldn't have to, but it saves and it makes sense. It saves. So, yes, they're against college education, but not K through 12. So I have college loans right now, and I'm paying for colleges twice. $60,000 I owe in college loans, and then $6,000 a year we're being fined. After 10 years, basically I would have paid that off of paying K through 12. I just want to opt out. I'm not saying you can't have public schools. Let childless opt out. Stop fining us. Again, over $350,000 in my lifetime due to all those benefits mentioned before. So they want me to be double jeopardy, pay for colleges, my college, and for their kids' schools. That's what Bruce was defending, not letting me opt out. He also was defending me paying for his food, and he's not the only one. I've debated many. He expects me to pay for their food and their kids' schools because, yeah, education's important. I don't doubt that education is not important. That's why I have a master's degree. It is important. But Childless should be able to opt out. And he has a nerve to deny me health care, as I mentioned before, because universal health care they're against. So you're going to take away my money, making me pay for your kids while I can be denied health care. And I'm paying welfare to parents who often have more than me. Isn't my health kind of important? More important than your kid's education to me. My health. Let me pay for my bills first. Live within my means. Childless to live within my means as well as overpopulation. So, let me keep my money so I can get my own health care then. If you want to be against health care. But you're flaming hypocrites. You want me to pay for your kids' schools, and pay for my own. Because K through 12 is okay, but not beyond that. Socialist schools is okay, but not health care. Your socialist meat's okay just because we need to eat, even though it's massive food waste. Factory farms starve people, feeding most of the crops and the animals. Crop farmers feed America. So, these people are very confused. They hate gays who pay them welfare in many forms. As I mentioned, just like all childless people. And they're sucking on cows' udders, but they hate people who pay them welfare. Go figure. So, it's pretty pathetic. You can pause this to read it. That these people are so confused. Oops. And here's a typical dime a dozen. Republican. Talking about pro-life, and then a second later, hunting, fishing, Jesus crap. That's why I'm not saying 2A. But these people are a dime a dozen. Dime a dozen. They're very confused. They want to tread on women's right to simply remove a pea-sized embryo from her body. But gun rights, okay. God, Trump. Like those two coincide somehow. Second Amendment. Just completely hypocritical, dime a dozen, groupthink, cafeteria, Christian, conception, clowns. Vote libertarian if you really want small government, and rather than these selective socialists. Yep, selective socialists. They want me to pay for their food, their kids, but no birth control despite saving money. Complete flaming hypocrites. They don't even agree with what they talk about. So I had to fight them on their socialism and selective socialism. Pathetic.